looked at someone and thought, I wonder what their story is? The truth is, everyone we see, whether they are smiling, struggling, or even silent, is the main character in a story we would never get to fully read. And so are you. This is the topic of today. Everyone is a hero in their own story. So let's dive right in. Everyone is the protagonist in their life's story, facing personal demons, seeking meaning, carrying wounds, and chasing redemption. Each person walks through life with a story in their head. We are born into a world already in motion. Families, systems, cultures, chaos, and wonder. And from the moment we take our first breath, a story begins. We face trials, make choices, experience loss, find love, fall, and rise. It's what mythologist Joseph Campbell called the hero's journey. There is a call to adventure, some discomfort or longing that pulls us from the familiar. There are obstacles and inner doubts. There are mentors, moments of revelation, and ultimately, transformation. When we understand that everyone is a hero in their own story, we begin to see differently. That person rushing by, maybe they just lost someone. That stranger who seems angry, maybe they are trying to hold themselves together. Even those we judge the hardest, when we step into their story, judgment turns into compassion. And you're the hero of your story too. Not a side character, not a background extra. You faced many trials, shadows, and burdens already, even if no one applauded you. You survived chapters that others might not have. So don't minimize yourself, and don't reduce others either. Everyone's story has value, even if we can't see the full plot yet. We all know the famous quote, "Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about." We're all just trying to write a better ending, all coming from very unique points of view, yet very connected. Empathy is not agreement. It's not condoning. It's the simple act of imagining what it's like to be like them. Look how much more lenient we are with ourselves and our faults as opposed to others. We mess up and we tell ourselves, I was tired, I was under pressure, I didn't mean it. But when someone else does the same thing, we say, they are careless, they are selfish, they knew exactly what they were doing. This isn't about pretending no harm is ever done. Of course, harm happens. Of course, people do terrible things. But if we want to understand why, we have to understand the power of narrative. People act based on the story they believe. We justify ourselves through stories. We create meaning through stories, use them to pass judgment, and sometimes we become dangerous through stories. Take Adolf Hitler. As catastrophic as it was, he believed he was doing the right thing. That's what makes ideology so terrifying, because the worst acts in history are almost never committed by people who think they are evil. They are committed by people who think they are good. This doesn't excuse it. It makes it even more important to understand, because when we tell ourselves we are right, without empathy, without reflection, we give ourselves permission to dehumanize others, to label, to hurt, to destroy. all under the belief that our version of the story is the truth. Because if we were given someone else's exact reality, childhood, beliefs, trauma, opportunities, or lack thereof, while we may not be exactly the same as them, how different would we be than the person we take ourselves to be today? So instead of saying, "I would never do that," maybe we say, "I wonder what led them there." It doesn't mean we stop holding people accountable. It just means we start doing it from a place of wisdom instead of superiority. Because you can't judge someone accurately when you've never walked through their storms. What happens when two stories crash into each other? In relationships, whether romantic, familial, or friendships, both people are heroes in their own narrative. Each one carries their own wounds, dreams, and beliefs about how things should be. And when conflict arises, it's easy to reduce the other person to a villain in your story. But things aren't always that black and white. One person sees betrayal, the other sees neglect. One sees silence as peace, the other feels it as abandonment. And both are right in their world. This is where relationships fracture. Not because one person is evil, but because their story is different, not wrong. Their view of how things are going is filtered through their upbringing, past relationships, trauma, even how they learned to receive love. When we assume our story is the only true one, we blind ourselves to the humanity of the other. And when we allow ourselves to slow down, listen, and hold space for another's inner world, even if we disagree, we stop being just a hero and start becoming a healer. The challenge isn't to win the argument, it's to understand the story, not just ours, but theirs too. As Carl Jung once said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Here's the beautiful truth. You're not just living a story, you're telling it. You get to choose how the next chapter unfolds. You get to rewrite old scripts that told you you're not enough, not smart, not worthy. Ask yourself, what challenge am I facing? What's calling me forward? What kind of hero am I becoming? And just as importantly, who are the unsung heroes around me that I have overlooked? To honor your journey means to recognize the depth, difficulty, beauty, and uniqueness of your own life, without shame, comparison, or denial. It means accepting your past, learning from it, and allowing it to shape your growth rather than be a source of guilt or regret. To honor others' journeys means to allow people the dignity of their own process, their struggles, their timing, their truth. It's choosing curiosity over judgment and empathy over superiority. Honor your journey and others, and watch the shift that happens. To close this off, everyone's story is very unique. So be kind, curious, and I can't stress this enough, courageous with your own story.